Allow the children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic, and if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us call am hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin dey the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rájò.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rájò.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rájò.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ìgòní.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun live. Thank you very much, our brethren, for joining me. And remember, as you are tuning in, just make sure you read beyond just the caption of the broadcast, okay? Read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them all that Mayegun today. And if you have done that right already, thank you. Tonight, we are following the reactions of people which, seems to be, tripping in and what have you, in the last 48 hours, especially prior to the end of the Ramadan, the Ramadan fast, we have seen the northern influencers on social media pushing the agenda of retaliation, right? The retaliation against not just the people of Uromi, retaliation against the people of the southern part of Nigeria, while some within them were also pushing or doing everything to try to make this the north versus the south thing. Others, on the other hand, are pretty much being specific by pointing fingers, accusing fingers at the Igbos for the lynching of 16 supposed Hausa travelers, hunters, they call them. There are so many people who don't believe that these guys were just hunters with endless rhetorical questions on, I'm talking about questions that you are likely not expecting any answers. Somehow you have to make up the answers yourself. Rhetorical questions. But when the Arewas started this, I would say online, okay, because that's where we have seen most of it. When these Arewas started their threats against just everyone in the southern part of Nigeria and picking out the Igbos from it, even though that one seems not to have gained enough momentum, among them, because except for one unconfirmed report of a trader that is reported to have been attacked and killed, an Igbo man, right, in Kano. Now, it's, like I said, it's unconfirmed. So apart from this, right, we haven't really seen any direct, attack on anyone yet. So when this happened, like I said, that people have so many questions, right? When this happened, I'm talking about the killings, right? When that happened, there are those who justified it by saying, yeah, they were terrorists, right? There are others who believes that no, this is not right. Meanwhile, if there is going to be anybody to be held responsible for their action, let it be those who really carry this out, investigate and be sure that indeed, right, these guys were just travelers holding on to that. The Arewas are not satisfied, or should I say they are influencers who are pushing the agenda of retaliation. And their own form of retaliation is, let's go look for the Benin people in Kano. Let's go look for the Uromi people in Sokoto so that we can, kill them too. This is what they are pushing on, the agenda they are pushing online. The Opeodoyo governor of Edo State, Okpebholo, is currently in Kano. I don't know if he's going to sleep there or not, but before this broadcast, he was still in Kano. trying to, number one, they said he went there to, sympathize or commiserate with the victim's family. But that is not really wise. He went there anyway, to see their governor as part of the move to douse the tension of what this has caused, okay? There's so many stories, by the way, surrounding this already. There's so many stories of how or what happened or how it happened and all that, right? So when OpeOdoyo got to Kano, they told him categorically that the only thing that will probably stop them from avenging, that's the word, or avenging the death of these 16 Hausa travelers or hunters is for the Edo State government not to tell them that they've arrested people. They wanted them paraded in the streets so that they, from their base in Arewa, can probably see the faces of the mob and all that. And they said that would be the beginning of any kind of a reconciliation whatsoever, if anybody is pushing any. OpeOdoyo hasn't really responded to that yet. So tonight, I am going to share with us, right, the reactions of different people, including the women of Uromi, who have been protesting as well, right? And they are protesting that those arrested must be freed. It's all messed up right now, okay? But for the start, there was a guy who was on Arise News, right, earlier today. According to him, right, this is what really happened. According to him, he said the report that, some travelers were stopped by vigilantes, and then in the process of searching them, they found 14 Dane guns, and they called them kidnappers or terrorists. He said that is really, really further from the truth, because that's not what happened. According to him, he said the vigilantes in Edo State, in Uromi axis and what have you, received an intel that there are some northerners, in fact, they call them bandits, traveling via Dangote truck. That's what he said, right? And immediately they got to Uromi. The vigilantes stopped to search them. He said while they were searching them, one of them stabbed one of the vigilantes. That's his story, not my own story, right? So, and that was where things got out of hand, because one of them just screamed and said, well, finally we have them. These guys are bandits. These guys are terrorists. The mob took them. So I'll start with that before going into other reactions. Or should we? Okay, let's start with this first.
One, you need an enabling act to be able to operate. What we did was to operate under the community policing. At least we have an access to do what we are doing. And what is the main function of vigilante groups? To gather information, which we process for intelligence to work. Now, for a very long time, you remember in 2022, this same Uromi, there was armed robbery that robbed about 5-6 banks. Then in 2023, Igweben, AKM railway station, there was abductors, kidnappers that went away without visible response. It was that there has been this incidences of kidnapping and here and there. So there is this belief that a particular set of people with their code of behavior and order, for instance, most of these causative factors are now becoming headers and crises disease that used to happen in Benue. So when people bring cows to come and breed in Edo Central, especially that Uromi area, I think what they need to do is to ranch them, because these cows are just let loose, damaging the farmers' crops. So there is this tension that is already boiling that these cows are damaging our food crops. So the taking laws into hand is one area the governor is looking at now, because no matter what happens, you do not have any right to take another person's life unjustly.
So how do you check this effectively to ensure that you don't have another Borno, on our hands? I mean, the herders-farmer clashes all the way from the north, it seems to be moving down south. What needs to be done to check it very quickly? You talk about ranching. What
Now,
other...
first and foremost, the leaders of this community that allow these people to come and rear cows for them must sensitize the people to know that they have come to do legitimate business and not, this underground movement. And you must know your environment. If people flock in to say they want to work with you, do you know their identity? Have you processed them to know whether they are genuine or not, or whether they are hiding under the canopy of, cattle rearing to cause mayhem? So the leaders of the community themselves should be alive to their responsibilities. If you allow people to come and rear cows and say they pay you homage or whatever, you must let them know that there are laws that are governing, that environment. And the police too has to be very proactive when these issues happen. Those people that did that, let me also correct one impression here. It was not a one-sided thing that happened in Uromi. Right. When these people were stopped, they said they were going to go in to search the vehicle because they had local information that they were actually carrying arms. So in the process of struggling to go inside, one of them stabbed one of the vigilante guys. So in the process of that, hell was let loose. One, you need a...
Hell was let loose, according to him. All right? They have history. They've had history of the Fulani terrorists. Fulani, specifically Fulani terrorists, not Hausas. And we're now talking about the people that have become so traumatized, left on their own, at the mercy, or left them to the mercy of the terrorists, people who have paid ransoms, people who have buried their loved ones. So from what that guy said, it seemed like we have been hearing just one side of the story, except for the finger pointing, which is all about, okay, where were you when they did this? Where were you? What did you say? Did you even come up to speak out for us? What about all the killings? What about so many people who have personal experiences in the hands of these terrorists? How true it is that they received an intel that some group of people are armed and they are passing through Uromi, Edo State. Then which part, or when did they remove the part where one of them actually stabbed the vigilante? Don't get me wrong, because to me, right, like he said, I don't think anybody has any right to take another person's life, including the Fulani terrorists who have been taking lives of innocent people, innocent, indigenous people across the southern part of Nigeria. So you get what I mean? Like, I am not saying it's justified, but however, what would you do in an instance where the trauma that you have been left with, the insecurity and the rest of that, right? Then you receive a report, an intel, they call it. And then one of you got stabbed by the supposed, assailants that you received an intel on. This is where the government failure, right, is more pronounced like that. That people are on their own and you should do whatever you can to stay alive. So how did those who were supposed to be traveling to northern part of Nigeria for Salah, that's the story, they were traveling to northern Nigeria for Salah, all right, and their path got diverted, deviated to Uromi. So now, to the people of Uromi themselves, the Edo people, Edo North, Edo Central, those Igbo or something like this, the place is called, right? So they are direct victims, right, who have been on their own for years, when nobody seems to probably even like care, So some of them have been expressing their personal disgust towards what these Arewas are pushing on social media, these threads, I'll use this as well, like, the form of rage that is coming from the Arewas, especially their influencers on social media. So people are now questioning that, like, where was your rage? when videos after videos, right, were uploaded on social media, online, to expose the atrocities, the killings of the indigenous people by the Fulanis, where was your rage? There wasn't any rage, per se. So if you can, probably gaslight and blackmail the politicians, or like this guy, the OpeOdoyo of Edo, the Dodoyo governor of Edo, right? If you can gaslight them or blackmail them to come down, to come and pay homage to you, prostrate or whatever, that's your business. But when it comes to us, the victims of the insecurity in this part of Nigeria, right? I don't even think people believe that OpeOdoyo represents them. It's unfortunate though. During their campaign, OpeOdoyo categorically told the Edo people that it was going to bring them insecurity. Now, you see this happening right now. Before he came, Edo people have been suffering from the insecurity, don't get me wrong, right? So now that he is there, it's not changing. It's not reducing, stopping, or what have you. So to them, OpeOdoyo is representing himself. If he comes to Kano to talk to you guys, maybe it's just to massage your ego. If you do anyhow, you see anyhow. If any southerner is touched up north, many northerners will be touched down south. But here was OpeOdoyo in Kano pledging to them that what would they want, like whatever they want, he was going to do it to make them feel less painful about what just happened. You know something? Since OpeOdoyo became the governor of Edo State, he has never, for once, visited any community in his own state where this Fulani terrorism is so strong. When people make videos of being kidnapped, crying, complaining, and all of that online, Dodoyo, governor of Edo State, has never, not once, ever visited any of the scene, talk less of at least providing them any form of a succor or protection. No. So he drove nearly 700 kilometers to Kano. Well, probably to beg them not to attack Southerners, since they all have an idea of what these guys are capable of, right? I'm coming.
I've come to condone with him with the recent happening. Supporting that the incident that happened in Edo State is something that we never pray for, and we don't pray for it in the future. We're here to see you, to let you know that Edo people, we are not happy. We sympathize with you. Even though we also lost some people, but we feel more of your pain because these were passing by going for a festive. So we just come to talk to you for you to take heart. The president is doing something drastic about this. He's not happy also. So far so good. The IG have seen the two actions. The DIG, CID is the one in charge. So far they arrested about 14 suspects. So they are bringing them to Abuja for proper interrogation. And I believe with all our steps that we are taking, peace will return. We also set up a committee to see that we take care of the family of the deceased. Thank you.
Your Excellency, dear brother and Governor of Edo State, I'm glad that you are here. I've seen the incident occurred. We've spoken with you. I've spoken with you on the phone severally to show the concern of our people, the concern of Nigerians in respect to what happened. And I'm glad by your actions, the way you started to act immediately by the incidents of court is commendable. You had to visit our people in Edo State, visit the scene of the incidents, and you took several actions. I've been told, and I've been talking with you, is something that you should be commended for. And I'm really happy because you went into action to get those people arrested in conjunction with the police, which is good, trying to make sure that they are arrested and then brought to justice. because this is what we want at this time. We cannot do it.
So that was Dodo, your governor of Edo, to reassure them, right, that they were sorry. He didn't just visit, he also pledged to compensate the families of the victims. There's never been any kind of compensation whatsoever to the families of those who have been kidnapped or killed in Edo State since he became their governor, just for the record. You understand that now? On the side, some will say he's doing the right thing. You know, like you do everything to make sure that you douse the tension, not fuel it. But you also have your own people who are very upset, very angry. They felt abandoned, let down on their own. And of course, yeah, it's obvious that it doesn't give a shit about them, by the way. Like I said, since Dodo, your governor of Edo, became your governor, we have had not less than 20 recorded Fulani terrorist attacks in Edo State alone. And that's just being conservative or being like, you know what I mean? Since that guy became their governor, I have no video of him. There's no video of Dodo, your governor of Edo, Monday, OpeOdoyo. There is no any record, any video of his online that since before he became your governor, and where, you know, before he became your governor in Edo State, he was your senator, right? Then when he became your governor, there's no single video of his online where he went to commiserate with his own people who have been either just recently, ravaged by terrorists or outrightly kidnapped or even killed. Again, like I said, just for the record. So how does the people of Edo State themselves are currently taking this? There is a lady, there's a lady who made a video in anger, by the way, that not that she supports Junku justice, but come on, they killed a family member. They made it impossible for her to even go and bury her mother, right? And to somebody like her, okay, the government gave them no choice but to use whatever they have to probably get whatever they want. Jungle justice, well, so be it. You know, I think you should listen.
I don't know why. I'm just going through my comment section and you guys are trying to turn it to a religion matter. The North is made up of both Christians and Muslims and traditional worshippers and atheists and other religions otherwise. The issue is not for you to separate yourself from the Fulani. Because what I'm seeing is that there is a very crazy need for the Hausa to separate himself from the Fulani. And you go as far as saying the Fulani hurts you too. So you know that the Fulani hurts you too and the Fulani is hurting everybody. But yet the Fulani are the ones that don't have any basic structure. They move from place to place. They are nomadic. So they really don't have anything to lose. Nobody said Muslims were the one that unalived the UROMI16. Neither did we say it's you from Bauchi or you from Zamfara. The issue is that if the Hausas and us can collectively fight these Fulanis that is hurting you and hurting every other person that is making the Edo people misjudge. In our answer be this, I be no be answer, na Fulani be this, I be no be Fulani. Something happen where can they make them, they talk, they look who be who. As they don't fit differentiate between Hausa and Fulani, now why they don't say everybody they go. It's better for them to finish these people than for them to sit down and they come and buy them again. So if we all have a common enemy, if we do have a common enemy, you as an Hausa lady, as a Hausa man, you know your common enemy. I know my common enemy. Why are we here still talking about it's Christian, it's not Christian, it's Muslim, it's not Muslim, it's Hausa, it's not Hausa? There is a reason why both of you people were misjudged. There's a reason why the Edo people could not differentiate who was Fulani and Hausa. There's a reason why. And you want to trace back your history, but there is no Hausa that is not married to a Fulani, or there's no Fulani that is not married to a Hausa. You guys are intertwined. You guys are a pack. You move as a pack. And I'm not talking about the people that live and settle in Nigeria and have a happy home and a permanent structure and pay their taxes and go to work. We all know that the people that do these things is headsmen. That is why it's called Fulani headsmen. It's not Fulani. It's Fulani headsmen. You know it is the headsmen. And so if we all have this common enemy, what the fuck are we still here? Arguing about goddamn religion and culture. Arguing about goddamn history. Telling me to go and read how Europe underdeveloped Africa. Fucking read it. What next? We are still fucking underdeveloped even after Europe left. So what the fuck are you telling me? What the heck are you telling me? Get the fuck out of my front. Nigeria has the worst passport in the world. And yet we are talking about I'm Fulani, I'm not Fulani, I'm Hausa, I'm not Hausa, I'm Kogi, I'm not Kogi. Get the fuck out of my presence. If somebody can travel from Port Harcourt from his village to where the fuck is coming from to Port Harcourt to say he's a hunter, where is his meat? And if he said he sold the meat to make money, is that even legal? Can you go to somebody's state and kill their animals and sell it to the people that live there and make money and go back to your own state? Is it legal? There's so many ethical breach here. You cannot just simply defend it. And I'm sorry that that happened. I'm so sorry that those UROMI16 were unalive by jungle justice, and we also fight against the culture of jungle justice. But if we have a functional government and a functional security organization in Nigeria that actually tackle the issue, people would have taken those people to the police. But we have a lot of security breach. People don't trust the police. They don't trust the army. So what do you want these people to do? Again and again, Nigeria have failed us, yet you have excuses. You fucking have excuses, and that pisses me off. It pisses me off so much. Before I make this video to wish women happy Mother's Day, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck all of you in the north. I don't have a village. The middle belt is bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. I do not have a village anymore because of Fulani headsmen. Every day, Fulani headsmen are unaliving people. My mother, we could not bury my mother. When my mother died, we had to give it 2 fucking months because the whole village was surrounded by Fulani headsmen. Kogi is gone. Benue is gone. Every day, Agatu people are running from their village because Fulani headsmen are attacking them. 2 months. When we buried my mother, we went to the soldier with the police. We did not stay. My mother is an important human being in that village. The first woman to earn an educational degree, the first woman to go to college of education in a village. So when she died, you would expect that the whole crowd would be sitting by my mother's grave. But what did we have? When we came, the village was gone. Nobody was there. Only a few people had gone and they were waiting for us. And if not for tradition that the body must return back to the ancestors, where the ancestors are, we would have not buried my mother in the village. We came, the grave was already dug. We put my mama inside grave, pray, and we got out of the village immediately because we had the Fulani headsmen were coming. But UROMI16, you guys are defending hunters. You're saying the gun is licensed. They went from Katsina to Port Harcourt to hunt. So you can go from Katsina to Port Harcourt to hunt. Did the state of Port Harcourt give those hunters an allocation site for them to hunt? Do they have approval from the Port Harcourt state government for them to hunt in Port Harcourt? Or people can just leave their states in the north and go to the south and the southwest and the middle belt to do whatever they like. Fulani headsmen must stop. The government must stand up. The middle belt is gone. People will be sleeping in the night. Fulani headsmen will come and attack people and unalive them and steal their properties. When did we get to that point? If you're fighting for UROMI16, you must fight for the justice of the middle belt. You must fight for the justice of the Fulani headsmen that move from place to place, unalive people. You cannot be selectively biased. You cannot come from the north and be pissed off that 16 of your brothers was unalive when every day people in my village were unalive and you said nothing. You said nothing. And so, yeah, happy Mother's Day to all of you.
You know, sorry for the profanity. I couldn't take that off. And it makes it more original. Wish I could put a blip on it when she says, I said, boom. You know, that kind of like censorship, right? You blip it. Say, boom, beep, beep, boom, something like that, sharp. But somebody was talking from the position of pain. I don't know if you probably noticed that. He is speaking from the position of pain. Somebody who has experienced what it is like under the Fulani terrorism. And she's right. Okay. The idea of trying to explain to us that they are Fulanis, they are not Hausas, they are different, this and that. Meanwhile, or the idea of, they are killing us too, they are attacking us too, blah, 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 as Hausas. Listen, that is one hell of a takia, kind of. So like she said, if everybody knows that the Fulani terrorists, they are the main problems. So the ideal thing is always supposed to be for everybody to come together and deal with them. But in a situation whereby when it is politically convenient for an average Hausa person, he is happy to be called Hausa Fulani. I mean, if it gives him this sense of, this sense of superiority. I mean, Northerner, we are Northerner, we are bigger than you. You know what I mean? So therefore, that makes an average and Hausa man who probably also have a Fulani in his family to keep quiet in the face of the Fulani terrorism. In fact, they made him believe, if you see an average Northerner, they made them believe that going up against Fulanis, the Fulani terrorists in the southern part of Nigeria is considered an attack on the north. Seriously, they kind of believe that. They see the Fulanis as their brothers when it is politically convenient, like I said, even though the same Fulani terrorists are doing, they are dealing the Hausas the same, bloody sort of card. When it is politically convenient, which most of the time it is, they are happy to be called Hausa Fulanis. But they don't have anything in common per se, nothing. Historically, nothing. So when they went to their Edo Fitri yesterday and they made a video asking, the government to do something, this and that, one of the edolites also picked it up, okay, that, listen, it's good if everybody speaks up against the, mob jungle justice. It shouldn't, right? If it's not hypocrisy, it shouldn't be coming from the same people who looked away when Deborah was attacked, mobbed, was chased, right? Until they caught up with her. Our fellow students, they chased her, attacked her, and lynched her. And that means when they beat her, and she could no longer move, nobody came to her rescue. They set her ablaze. They burnt her to ashes. Mobs, they said he insulted their prophet, Muhammad. Just because she said, can you please take this, your religious, text to another group? This group is meant to be the assignment group for our class, where we share sort of, class assignment and all that. So they tracked her, our fellow student too, and they mobbed her. There have been instances where people have been killed for blasphemy, mob attacks. Eunice was killed in Abuja because, according to them, she was preaching Christianity too early in the morning. She was disturbing some people, and they came out. When I say some people, I'm talking about these fanatics. In Abuja Federal Capital Territory, they grabbed her, Baba, they killed her. They actually beheaded her or something. The current emir of Kano, or emir of Kano admin, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, a terrorist himself. As far back as, the early 90s, when this Sanusi Lamido Sanusi was also leading the similar Islamic murderous mobs in Kano, beheaded a young man called Akaluka, right? Was a Christian, a preacher, a young man. He was targeted, traced, and once they grabbed him, they beheaded him, just to send a message to all of the wannabe pastors or Christians in northern Nigeria. No joke, true story. So that's what some people are saying that, you know what? You are mobs, you are like, mobs in the name of your Allah. And nobody should take you serious, especially the route at which you want to kind of push it, intimidate or, gaslight, blackmail the South to make this look more or less like, this was yesterday.
Our brothers! Justice for our brothers. We need to... See, they thought say we peace reign on. I said to say justice for our brother. With the cash, where they see gun and everything. Bullet for say gallow. And I said to say justice for them. People, their brother somewhere with the key because he is to our religion, una bona. And not to say justice. Nobody come outside. If justice never take place with that again, see when we not talk about this matter again. When anyone not come outside, I talk about justice again. Like us now, not until talk justice, not be Edo State until talk justice. No. Sabi, I Fulani they keep people no. It say justice, but it don't happen to no. They find justice everywhere. Where president can give una the justice more this year. Now alone and now president is support. We give una. Brothers,
Justice for who? Justice for your brothers, right? Again, no, don't get me wrong. But these are the people reacting because according to them, Edo people are being killed almost on a daily basis. And for some reason, it never made it to the headlines in Nigeria. The Northerners who see these videos online, some of them pretended that they don't see them. I mean, you regularly see something like this. I have never really, I don't know, maybe you do. Like, I don't know any popular social media influencer from Northern Nigeria that is known to be a regular condemner or somebody who calls out stuffs like this that are taking place in the middle belt of Nigeria and the southern part of Nigeria, Edo, Delta, Agbo, Port Harcourt, all these areas. That was in Soko, in Delta State. Okay. And for Uromi people again, they have their reasons. Like I said, a lot of this stuff goes on. They have been going on in that place. I'm talking about lives have been lost. Tens of lives have been lost. Thousands of these have been lost. So this is a Fulani terrorist. But we have been possibly like browbeaten to just take it. Like it's normal. If the Fulani want to come and kill you, just run away. Don't let them kill you. Don't try to fight back, because if you should fight back and the Fulani dies, soldiers will come, they will arrest you. This is the reality of our people in that contraption today. Listen to this guy.
What is your perspective over the recent mob attack or killing involving 16 alleged terrorists or Fulani herders or hunters? Your take on this development?
God bless you. See, when you say hunter, they are not hunters, they are Boko Haram, they are killers. See, their days have been numbered. Now, we have to wake up from our slumber. We can't be sleeping anyhow. You don't tell one don't sleep, they kill us. Our farm, nobody's there for farm anymore. You plant cassava, Sarah, you plant yam, Sarah. You can't even go farm because you are afraid. We kill you, we rape your wife or your president, they will rape your daughter. Now, the boys now wake up and say, no, if you sleep like this, at the end, they will take us over. So we have to tell them who we really are. We are Nigeria. We are from Edo State. We are the heartbeat of the nation. Give them the example. Heartbeat of the nation, the heart, the beat. So we have to stop their illegality, their illegal brutality. Now revenge. Now payback time. We are waiting for them. We are waiting for any fucking time for them. But we know that they will try to come and say they want to come back. Let them come back. The federal government, they are watching now. When they kill us, nobody they cough. Now you are telling them, say, go and arrest. Go and arrest everybody now. How you declare the state of emergency there? See on Sunday, they invaded that church. Any Fulani else you catch? If you see anyone, nah, he said, may they go arrest. See, we are waiting for all of them because the time has come to let us stand up and fight. Just stand up for your rights. Stand up. Now we stand up. We are waiting. And we know if we don't stand up, they will not run. Now there is a sign in them that those people, they are not Tata, they are lions. We are lions. We are the heartbeat of the nation. We don't give a damn.
A lot of people cried out to the governor, but he failed to protect the people. Why is it so?
You see, you don't tell when you don't give alarm, they shout, say, government will come and rescue our life, but nobody came. Every day you're killing. What happened? No. But now, we have to take the bull by the horn. We have to let them know to stop the massacre. Otherwise, we'll take law into our hand. They call it taking law into your hand. It's not taking law into your hand. It's like you are defending. You have to defend yourself. Defend yourself.
And your people.
See, I trust my people. Me as I did, so I don't go agree. Any illegality, I go stand there and say, no lie. I don't be gentleman again. We be Africa, confirm Africa. We are edolites. The band there, and we don't tolerate it. Not too much. You don't take. Can you imagine you go your own farm, you run for your own farm, and the government not do anything about it? Now you now say, okay, no. You say they be hunter. How are they hunter? How would they come from all miles with their motor coming? All the security on the road. They not be checked. They say, go there for the hand, and they penetrate and enter forest. You want to come and kill. The way you hear say, is it not 2 weeks ago? 4 communities in Edo State. 4 communities were ransacked by these same people. No one arrest. 4 communities, no people they kill.
More than 4.
Imagine, more than 4. Okay, now I don't say no. See, all Nigeria have to wake up from your slumber and wake up because evil around.
What is your perspective over the recent mob?
You see, that is how the people actually feels now. Okay, it's not mob to them. It's not a mob action. It is self-defense. The system has failed them that they just have to defend themselves as we speak. Not that they still care, despite all of this, right? Normally, right, when things goes to this level, like this bad, the people that are in charge of such country, they will call themselves, and you know, in what Yoruba says, they will forikori and pikunlukun. That means at this point they would have to change whatever trajectory they are driving the country, like they are driving it over the cliff like that. So it will be a time to change it. It's simply, these are the evidence that people don't really trust their supposed leaders anymore because they can't trust them. They have been so betrayed, right? That the word trust, which was supposed to be the currency, is gone, valueless. And there will be more, you know? So it will be a time for supposed the government to say, you know what, people don't trust it. We need to change the trajectory. Trajectory. We need to deal with the real terrorists, the perpetrators of all these, killings and all that. And not just that we have to deal with them by just saying it. It must be seen. You know, it must be seen that we have dealt with them. I was talking to a friend, right? I think it was yesterday. Yes, we're having a kind of like a general, chats. And, I think we were pretty much talking about the kind of a lock. Hang on. Sorry, I think I've lost it. Okay, yeah, got it back. So where people were talking about, how the people have become so cheated that they do not have any trust in the entire system. And if those in charge of that contraption, yes, just even if it's going to be for just 2-3% at all, just a little bit tiny of where, it will be ideal for them, or what would be ideal for them is, before everything explodes, this will be the best time for us, right, to have what is called a sober reflection and mend or change our ways before things, or before this whole thing actually consumes us, because that is where it is headed. You know, people are going to discover at a point and say the culpability, or should I say, the involvement of those who are supposed to keep you safe with those who want to take your lives. So the moment people get to realize that, then, you know, the center won't be able to hold again. And of course, yeah, it will consume them too. Those who are parading themselves as your leaders today. But they have become so blind, so self-centered that they can't see all of this. And therefore, they probably are not prepared for whatever is still going to hit them. On my own part, I wouldn't mind them continue this way. It's hard, it's tough to see people suffer this way, people get killed this way. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind them to continue the negligence, look away until you, the people, yourself, right, would not only just be treating the symptoms of your problem, you will deal with the exact problem, which is the criminals who claim to be representing you, you know. So that's why I told my friend, I said, it's going to collapse. It's just a matter of time. It may sound selfish, right? I want them to continue this way, continue to be pretty much like a, you know, I don't care Nazism or so, right? They don't care and all that, until one day the cavalry will arrive. And when it does, it will consume every one of them. Listen to this lady. Here is another, you know, or handgun. It was that time that I saw a video of a community, right? They came together because they've had enough. So they came together to defend themselves, but they had nothing to really defend themselves with. Almost nothing. Like this one. In the same Edo State too.
This morning we are in the bush, in Aviole bush, walking towards Anegbete and Irehu. We are in the bush because some of our people were kidnapped 3 days ago. So as you can see, we are in the bush with our machete and knives. We are just going towards to know if we can recover our kidnapped victims. So, as a matter of fact, Oga, we beg una, make una beg our Baba Governor, make them help us. Because we are farmers and vigilante and hunters. As we do now, we understand, say those people who are called courageous our people, they came with AK-47 and pop asher. And we now, they take ordinary hands. They enter this bush. And as you can see us, all of us are family men. So we pray so that as we enter this bush with peaceful, may God let us come out peacefully and happiness.
Amen.
So we beg, make the help us, beg our Baba Governor, make the help us with our firearms. We not too much need big one like pop asher, like AK-47. Even they gone, we like them.
They gone, what would
those day gone, what would they use for?
You want what they collect from us, make they give us.
We want her like that. Because it's like they don't call remove all our weapons. Now those people don't evade us. So we not get who will go cry come meet. Oga, I beg make una help us. Thank you very much.
That is their reality, brethren. That is their own reality in that contraption. Imagine if you find yourself in that situation. Now, listen, those of you who are watching from outside, you know, Nigeria, like the diasporans, some of these things can best be imagined or experienced. You know, some of you have questioned the communities, the indigenous people in the areas where these Fulani terrorists have been wreaking havoc. And somehow, all you could possibly think of is, how did these people survive? How are they surviving? This is their reality. You know, imagine living in a community where you know that they may come for you anytime. I'm talking about your life can turn upside down in a twinkle of an eye. You get that now? Like 1 minute you are there having probably the village life. You are like, you know, hustle, bustling and all that. Then the next minute, everybody's running for their lives, running helter-skelter, because you may even be running away and still get caught down by the flying bullets of these terrorists. They disarmed the people. They disarmed the people from defending themselves. And they harmed the Fulani terrorists who roamed the forest, roamed the towns, and then when they are bored, they just take anybody they want to take. Called kidnapping. It's like it is normal. And to make it worse, there is actually nobody looking for them. If they catch you, police will go ask you to go and pay the ransom. Because you are on your own. You are. Listen to this lady.
Come out when they support, when they condemn, especially those, some of the northern, when they come and they condemn the killing where they happen for Uromi. Some of them they give federal government 48 hours. But when I want to tell me, say, I don't see what happen for Jatoka, where they kill about 70 persons. Now, I don't tell me, say, when I don't see what happen, where they kill soldiers for Jatoka, where Fulani herdsmen kill, they enter my brothers and my sisters' farm, where they pull out cassava, they cut and they give cows. When I don't tell me, say, I don't see them. Not be height of wickedness with that. When I don't feel come and condemn the ones who happen for Benue State. When they keep people, when Fulani herdsmen keep people, I don't feel come and condemn, but they condemn the one way happen for Uromi. So now won't tell me say when I life they important pass other people. Are you going to tell me that you people are first class citizens, while we are second class citizens? All of us are Nigerians. We have equal rights. They will go to the farm and kill people and buy people and rape our mothers, rape our sisters, buy our brothers. So they have monopoly over life, Abi. One guy here where he had no day house. They give federal government 48 hours. So you get the social media handle where you don't come and condemn what they happen for Middle Belt since. Middle Belt has not been at peace since. Middle Belt they bleed for what our brothers they do. They don't come and talk. So now like this special pass. I don't see how hypocrites the northern is. But one time reach for election, when I go say Middle Belt na brother, it's high time, if you are from Middle Belt, it's high time you stand up for yourself and protect yourself. We are not North Central, we are Middle Belt. We don't have any association with the North. Come out, when are they support, when are they...
That's from the Middle Belt. Oh. That's a Middle Belt and from Benue, by the way. You know that one of the irreparable damages done by the Fulani terrorism in Nigeria, especially when it started from Boko Haram's murderous regime, right? The irreparable damage done to northern Nigeria by these Fulani terrorists is that they actually helped the Middle Beltans to know who they are. Because look at Benue. Benue State is considered as the food basket of Nigeria. They said Benue alone, if the rest of Nigeria chooses not to go to do farming again, like we just want to be eating, Benue State alone can feed the entire 220 million Nigerians conveniently, comfortably. No joke. I don't know if that's true. But yeah, they call them food basket because the people of Benue can grow anything. Benue, Plateau. You see these Middle Beltons, right? Taraba, on and on like that. Anything can grow there, anything. And during the time of terrorists, Othman Danfodio, right? When he killed the leaders of the Hausa land, appointed his followers as Amir in Kano, in Sokoto, where he was asked to become the Sultan of Sokoto at the time. He rejected it, but his son later came back to be the Bello, came back to be the Sultan, or the Sultan of Sokoto. The Middle Belt part of Nigeria, where they are majorly Christians to start with, right? They came under the attack of the jihadists the Fulani terrorists led by Uthman Danfodio. This was before colonization. There was no single Fulani route in the entire space called Northern Nigeria today in the late 18th century until the 19th century, 1804 or so, when the plot to remove all the Hausa leaders by calling their religion, as infidel, So they used the Hausas that they have just converted to Islam to stage the jihad that killed all the Hausa leaders. And then terrorist Fodio appointed his own followers as that's Amir and the rest of that. He did try to advance his jihad, okay? So he couldn't conquer Borno, he couldn't. Then it attempted to go after the people of the Middle Belt of today, right? Back then, right? So the Birom, the Jukuns, the TVs, he decided to go after them. So if you are from the Middle Belt part of Nigeria, and somehow you are wondering why the Fulanis are so ferocious in leveling the Middle Belt, slaughtering as many people as possible, because historically, now na kill their chief terrorist, Fodio. Now poisoned arrow, they shoot him. He died like a dog. That's history. So until that time, there was never any route of the Fulanis in the space called Northern Nigeria today. Not a single one. But yeah, today they have managed, right, to establish themselves in the power block or the power equation of that contraption. And they continue to push their jihad. So today, or before now, an average Middle Beltan is made to believe that he is a Northerner. Just like, in geography, what you can have would be, you have the north. On the equator, the north.
We don't get another one. Now our mama believe so. We don't get another one. Only to know. Now our mama believe so. We don't get another one. Now our mama believe so. We don't get another one. Now our mama believe so. We don't get another one. Only to know. Mama Nigeria, we don't get.
Oh, Mama, this sorry, I lost my microphone, which would ordinarily have, pushed some of you to begin to tell me that my ego voice, audio. So I fixed it. So I was explaining to you, right? So in geography, okay, say the north, up, the south, down, up, down. You get that now? So when then you have the, the normal equator, you do like this. So you put the north here, you put the south, you put the north here, you put the south here. Then you see this line, which is also they call it the equator, right? This one. To the right, you have the east. To the left, you have the west. Now you can say south, west, south, east, north, west, north, east. North, Central, South, Central. But in geography, there is nothing called South-South, okay? But they did create it, though, where they call the Niger Delta people South. Then the people of the Middle Belt, they call them North, Central. Sorry. They call it North, Central. So you see that middle, which is like a belt. You know, the people of Middle Belt, they're like the belts that hold Nigeria together. The Sharia North, the Islamic terrorists from northern Nigeria, and their religious fanaticism, right? Or extremism. They are up there, close to Niger, Chad, all those places. Now you see that middle, the biggest part of Nigeria is the Middle Belt of Nigeria. And it is because of their massive land mass that this Sharia North that had no real value to anybody other than to scavenge, like, what do you call that thing again? Bacteria, they call it a bacteria, you know, that lives on its host. Then they started killing them in the Middle Belt. They bragged about leveling them. They said, we will level you. You are nothing. You are absolute nothing. You are nothing without the North. You are nothing this or that. Like, the people of the Middle Belt were being bled. Tens of thousands of them were slaughtered by the same Fulani terrorists with an admiration from their supposed fellow Northerners. That was when the Middle Belters felt like, oh, more. We are not Northerners, oh. We are not. Oh. It's only when you want to use politics, when you want to use politics to shortchange the people of the South, that is when you call us Northerners, North Central. How can we be your brother? How can we be Northerners? And the Fulanis are killing us with so much gusto, so much passion. And it is endless. And those who are supposed to call them to order, right? They were practically telling us that we are just crybabies who is just complaining, or we should just take it like that. And within the Middle Belt, right, the likes of El Rufaya and co, as they are sending Fulani terrorists to wipe out entire village, they are moving in the Fulani families into those villages. They are appointing Fulanis as the head of the village. They are changing the names of these communities. While the real indigenous people of these communities have been sent to the IDP camps, that nobody will visit. Nobody gives a damn about them. So how can you say we are all Northerners? Eh? How can you say we are Northerners and you are killing us like this? So that's one good thing that, you know, the Boko Haram's murderous regime achieved. It's not just for the Middle Belt and so, for all of us. So everybody now started to know where they belong. So this Nigeria is not for you. How many times will they tell you that Nigeria is not for you? Remember that part? Alaji Asari.
How many times will they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Ah! Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. I am mumu na too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise.
Say they wise. So yeah, the Middle Belters have realized this, and they are now telling their own children, you are not Northern now. Hey, son, you are not Northerner. If you are not Arewa, we are Warara fans. That is their own supposed unifying name. The Warara fans or the Middle Beltans said if Nigeria breaks up tomorrow, they would rather have their own country than follow this Arewa murderous jihadists. That is an achievement of a Boko Haram, ladies and gentlemen. Again, here is another man's call it rant on this issue.
This one not be time for tribalism. You call the talk say I be Uromi, I be Bini, I be this one, I be OpeOdoyo. This is a time to stand collectively. If you watch now, say this Northerners, they just stand collectively. They won't try to fight us. When it be say now, they torment us for our own place. We the indigenous people of Edo. Now they torment us. And these things not only happening in the Edo State, it's happening in neighboring state. Delta State people, they are still complaining. Other states are complaining. When I'm going to do evil, when I'm going to expect many people not retaliate with the same energy. They be on with their license. They say they from north, they go Port Harcourt. Road networking. Check the road networking. You where they from north, they go Port Harcourt. What do you come fight for Uromi? What do you not come fight for Uromi? Our state governor not go do anything about them. Because political game don't they involve. Because most of these cows are owned by politicians. Who if you say get all this ranch, all these things, now big men get it. They'll come and they'll give the community heads them small thing. The community people then they separate mumu. They will still back out, give this aboki with the trade for them. We need to say enough is enough. Because we won't see the judgment we won't give. When they keep their beore for naught, all the Northerners they talk say yes, she deserve and yeah, you criticize this and this and this and this and this. When we see the judgment we won't give now. When it be said and be the cause of the problem when lead to that massacre. Yes, now then and they push the people to the wall. Because you know if you they keep people when they look you. They're not fools. You see, we the Edos. No man not push us, oh man not push us. If that our body, oh day. True? If you don't feel live in peace and harmony for the state, then we don't need you guys. Is it a crime? Which the cow can require to the carry gun follow cow? Which they require? Now why the animal? Say they be hunter. Which kind of useless hunter? Where they meet when I don't cash? They not be hunter. Why not go put a gun for under trailer? Why not go put on that trailer? If what you they do now correcting, why you go put your gun on that trailer? This one will be time for
again. All these videos and all these reactions that I'm sharing with you, they are like, say you have for every action there is an expected, like opposite reactions. So these people are reacting because of the threats. Somebody even said that they've chosen the dates. The date that they are going to retaliate back on the people of Edo or the people of the Southern Nigeria. Like I said from the start, right? There are those of them who are actually pushing it to make it an Igbo this, Igbo that. Unfortunately, or in Uromi itself, right? As the women are asking the government to do something in protecting them, the youth went out last night to tell the Hausas to leave their communities or they will not be able to handle what is coming for them. It is happening, guys. The ladies or the women.
Oh yeah, Baba, you call Uromi dagbare dali so no jeye o. Eyoge besu nu Uromi must stop o. Iko Uromi rebe edugere o. O Baba afege si never arrive now. E wolu no se o. So bare pa ukuru iko Uromi rebe o. O ya ba iko rebe dagbare o. Eyoge onemi no sunu na almost stop o. Ko Uromi babu o. O ya ba.
So what do you call this? What do you call king in Benin again? Or not J? Is that what you call king? Or there is a particular tribe in those states that calls their king or not J? Or maybe I didn't hear them right. Anyway, last night, the youth gathered themselves to go make an announcement to the Hausa. And if you see the Hausa community, the northerners that lives in Edo State, Baba, hey! You know? It's so crazy though, right? Somebody was talking to me about this the other time. And somehow I had to have this deep sort of like a thought about it. I was like, oh, wow. Like if you move to any part, you are meant to contribute, right, to the development of that place, right? Like I am moving to Lagos. I'm going to need to rent a house, find a job, or even start a business. So I have to contribute to that community. Fulanis don't contribute to anything in any community. Nothing. True story. Hausas does, but they barely rent any house. You can see them, they can sleep anywhere, because to them, they are just there to hustle. Sure, you get whatever they can get for themselves, they move back to the northern part of Nigeria where they believe that they belong. When the Igbos move to any part of Nigeria, not only that they invest in those communities, Baba, they establish as if to say they don't have any plan of living. The Igbos will buy lands. Where they won't buy lands, they will rent properties, they will pay rent, they contribute positively to that community or every community. It is not the same with northerners in Nigeria. I'm not saying all of them, you know, but a northerner can just pack his mat. Okay, his mat is what do you call it? Is a tesbih, right? And what else again? Maybe if it's a farm help, a farm hand, is a cutlass. So they don't really have so much to pack. You know, they do not have much to unpack. And most of the time, some of them will probably, you know, some of them, this happened in Lagos, right? Where they were looking for this Boko Haram guy. Guess what? They had to come to Lagos to arrest him. Do you know what he was doing in Lagos? He was a mechanic, Okada mechanic. Meanwhile, he's actually a Boko Haram terrorist. And he's been in Lagos for like maybe 2-3 years before he was finally caught. True story. So they turn out they become Okada riders, Okada that they can put inside a trailer, Dangote trailer, from Port Harcourt to Kano, from Benin to Sokoto, from Anambra to Katsina. And that's it. You can't say the same of other people from other parts of Nigeria who moves to anywhere. It's always, it's almost like that. Or you will be so shocked at the number of northerners who live in Edo, northerners who live in Anambra, northerners who live in Abia. I'm talking about, you will easily go to a place and you will see the massive thousands of them there. You know? So to some people, it is high time we begin to, this also sounds like people are saying, let's break up this contraption. Kind of like, they are not saying it, but they are acting it. Go back to where you come from. Because if your people touch any of our people in your place, now we'll come for first. This was last night, though.
Oh yeah, everybody move now. Now. Bona come up for here, Uromi, no be una time. Bona, see everybody, bona move now. I bought people now, they mad. Yeah, no Uromi, yo. Bona come up for Uromi now. They go drop una for Uromi this night. What to make them drop una now? Eh? Oh yeah, Bona. See, you now, you dey cover your nose. You dey cover your nose, Abi. Come here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Mona move now. Mona no call this Uromi again. No, they man. Oh yeah, everybody. Oh, they crazy. Oh yeah, Muje.
So you see, this your contraption that some of you want to hold on to is not sustainable. See, there is no country that will survive. There's no country that is being run the way they are running this your contraption that will survive. It's just a matter of time. You know, the fear is if the center can no longer hold, if the fraud can no longer be sustained, it may actually be very bloody, very, very bloody before we go our separate ways. Something that I really, really do hope it never gets to that stage. The Northerners have given you the date that they are going to retaliate if certain conditions are not met. They have saying all these things and they are putting them on social media, you know, and that is actually where you get to see the pieces of what they are plotting, you know, and then you can act upon it accordingly too. we'll leave Edo and this Fulani and what else again? And I'll share the story of a police officer. Now, this guy may never really get your sympathy, you say, right? But he needs to. His story is very sad. He's a police officer, Nigerian police officer working in Osu, right? Then something happened. He said he was arrested, right? And then was accused of being an IPOB when he wasn't. Got tortured, nearly killed, spent 11 months, 3 weeks in the police detention. I want him to tell you his story. Please, listen to this.
All right. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Please, you can project so that people can hear you. Good day.
Good day, sir.
All right. Please, can you tell us your name, sir?
My name is Inspector Patrick.
Inspector
Patrick Omoyi.
Okay. Please, what is your AP number?
My AP number is 231793.
Where were you posted as a police officer?
My last posting was Omuma Police Station, Divisional Headquarters, Uru East in Odo.
All right. So you told us that in February 2023 you were arrested by Ebubago.
Yes.
At Uli in the Hiala LGA.
Yes, sir.
So briefly, why were you arrested?
I was arrested on my way to see my family, my wife and 6 children, which are living back of opposite of the Megujuku University, back of that small market. I was just arrested on my way, not knowing that the men of Ebubago have received an attack by this very group, unknown government group, and left. They said after the incident, 10 minutes after the incident, I was to be the first person they saw passing on that street. I mean, I don't know. I did not see Okada. I decided to walk with my neck. So I used my neck to walk up to where the Ebubago people did. So when they stopped me, I was thinking that when they work with government, after telling them I'm a policeman, I'm an inspector, they asked where I work. I said I work in Uru East Division, Omuma. May I mention Omuma, Havuzumavu. So they found everybody working or coming out from there to be one of those people. I told them no, that I'm from Delta State, I'm from Abo beside me. That there is no Delta person that is involved in this problem. That I don't know if they have received an attack. I don't know anybody, that I'm just going alone to see my wife and children. That was how they deprived me from going.
And what did they do?
I was hard. I was buttered. I was handcuffed, chained. They flogged me with knives and iron. Ending of the day,
did you tell them you were a police officer? You are a police officer.
I tell them.
Was there any identification on you to identify you as a police officer?
Yes, I showed them something to identify me, which that thing was even damaged by them.
Okay.
Then finally they called Captain Hidris, that one of the Nigerian army, serving at that Uni Aziz. So he came. He interviewed me and later told them that I'm innocent, that I'm just a passerby, unfortunate victim of circumstance, that they should not touch me again, that if they break, they should carry me with their vehicle and take me to my house. If they see my wife and children, that they should let me go. But surprisingly for me, after those torture, they took me to the police station and handed over me to the police. And on the night I was detained. DPO came, they brought me out to interview him. I interviewed him. He asked me who's my DP. I told him he's an SP, Sunday Oladipo. He's an Yoruba man.
Was Sunday Oladipo called by the DPO?
Yes, he called him and he confirmed that yes, that
you are working with him.
Yes. That.
Then after confirming that you are working with him, what did the DPO actually did?
The DPO at Uni said that my DPO said that if I'm in Anambra State, that he's not aware. That means I left to Anambra. The distance between Omuma and Anambra is very close.
The distance between Omuma and
Undi is very, very close.
Okay. So after that, what happened next?
After that, the DPO ordered the IPO to neck chain me and took me back to cell. I spent extra 8 days. Then the case was then transferred to State CID Oka.
which I called a brother, why the DCO at Unide, thinking that it's a brother, that he should help me talk to the number one, that we are from the same state, that data that we did not follow for this IPOB stuff. Then what he answered me, that I have a bad luck, that I would have died yesterday than to be alive, to embark on.
Your fellow police officer was telling you this?
Yes, I should have died so that I will go and rest, than to be alive to embark on this journey that I'm going to embark.
Then finally you went to Oka.
Finally, I was taken to Oka. Then they tried all their best, all their investigation that they did. But
who was your IPO?
My IPO said that his name is Inspector Chibo, that he is the most wicked IPO in Anambra State.
He told you this?
Yes, that he dismissed 4 policemen last 2 years, and they are in Amobia prison yard. That I should be warming up to join my counterpart at Amobia prison yard. That I'm not the first policeman.
And what was your reaction?
Then my reaction is that I told him that I'm from Delta, that I be Aboman, that Aboman can never die for what he does not know. That is what I know that will kill me. That is what I believe in my place. That I don't know anything. I'm just an unfortunate victim of circumstances.
Then
finally, on the room trial was conducted by police. There was no evidence to prove the allegation leveled against me.
How many days almost did you spend at Stacey ID Oka?
Finally, I spent 11 months and 3 weeks.
11 months and 3 weeks?
Yes. Which the DC that was releasing me was telling me that he's not the one that hold me. That he's just 2 weeks old in Anambra State. That, but he have seen my case file and see that I committed nothing. That he said that I deserve not to be in the cell. And even I have been discharged. And after the discharging, I was still kept for extra 42 days in the cell.
Why? Why were you kept for extra 42 days in the cell?
I don't know. The AC said that he can never leave me to go, even though I was discharged and acquitted, that I will rot here. I will die here. That made me to.
I know we don't like police. So now I do not want you to look at him, right, as a police officer, because he is no more, right? The reason why I'm sharing this story with you is severally I have said it on this platform that when the Bokwari, as well as the Eastern governors, when they had the conclusion, right, that they must do everything, okay, to discourage the spread of this Biafra ideology. So it was like they had to do everything to crush it, including, right, roping in people who actually don't really have anything to do with it per se. Like I have said it on this platform as well severally with evidence that there are many, many Igbos, especially young men in Igbo land who have been killed by the Nigerian army, Nigerian police, extrajudicially, right? Now, killing people extrajudicially is like murder. So you've committed a crime. But with this arrangement between these Igbo governors, Igbo politicians, Igbo elites, and Bokwari, not like it is written though, but just, you know, contextualize it. What I'm trying to tell you here, right? To cover up for any murder, any killing, any extrajudicial killing done by the Nigerian police, Nigerian military since 2015 in eastern part of Nigeria, all you have to do is to come out and say that person is IPOB. That's all you need. And then it won't be called murder anymore. It will be classed as you just doing your job. Now you see that guy, a police officer who got locked up for nearly a year. His story is also similar. And I am glad I am able to share that with us this evening, because sometimes there are some certain things I will say to you on this platform that only few of you can possibly decipher that. Like you sometimes you probably look at me and say, calm down. That can't be true. Because I only said it, and I didn't bring you the victim of it. Innocent people have been killed in the eastern part of Nigeria, starting from the December kidnapping of Nnamdi Kano in 2015. And they've done so well that there are those who believe that, you see, whatever it is they are doing to the IPOB members or to anybody in that manner, and if they call them the IPOB, they deserve it. There are Igbos who believe that the insecurity in the eastern part of Nigeria is orchestrated by Nnamdi Kano, all right, by IPOB, because they were told to believe that. And because of that, right, because of these politically sponsored killings, terrorism in the eastern part of Nigeria, but blame it on IPOB and all that, that simply means that anyone who is picked up, accused of being IPOB, is a fair game. They won't stand any real trial. They won't stand any kind of like, to prove themselves or not. No. You are condemned. This is the reality in the eastern part of Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu started the ESN, Eastern Security Network. Their job, they're like the forest rangers, okay? Forest rangers are those who actually walk inside the forest. Their job was to go after the Fulani terrorists like these ones in the forest.
Nanambra, Kahani ya bukwa na town. Wana dibias kana achogari godi. Until achogari cha dibia, ndi dibia. We marazie ndi nka bro menas. We have priority aye. Nenu ime town. Okwe de here. Taka hase atasisi hende mmadu. Ije na mmiri atinye oje na mmiri, ije na mmiri eme akpe ekpere, oya bụ our problem. Oya bụ our problem.
That was the life, or should I say that is the life that the Fulanis, or Fulani terrorists in Nigeria want us to get used to. The life of humans and cows. The life where cows, right, actually have more value than humans. Nnamdi Kanu saw that years ago, and he started the ESN. So the ESN was supposed to keep the farmers in the eastern part of Nigeria safe on their farm. That wasn't the job of Nnamdi Kanu. That is the job of your political office holders who have now absconded from that responsibility, left you in the hands of murderous Fulani terrorists. So Nnamdi Kanu started the ESN to ward off these criminals, never to have the audacity to even driving their cows into the towns of Igbo land. It upsets the political class, the elite, and that automatically put a target on his back. Dead or alive. Bukwari wanted Nnamdi Kanu as a trophy. The Igbo governors who met with Nnamdi Kanu in Enugu that year, and he told them that protecting the people should be paramount, and providing employment opportunity for welfare, redistribution, prosperity will also go a long way. But before that, security. But what did they do? They activated the dead or alive, get me Nnamdi Kanu. How did he manage to put together these thousands of people and he called them the Eastern Security Network? How? While they were hunting for Nnamdi Kanu, the same Igbo governors came together and said they are starting the official one because they are the ones who have the constitutional power to set up a security outfit. So they called it Ebubeagu. Remember, the reason why there was a need for homegrown indigenous security system was because the police has failed, the military has failed, police had failed, the government had failed, and now they had to create an alternative security platform to at least protect the lives and properties of the people, right? They didn't do it. So they proscribed IPOB and called them a terrorist organization. And they started one that they called Ebubeagu, the Ebube lizard. And I've never seen anything like that in my life. That you set up a security outfit in place of the one set up by Nnamdi Kano. But Nnamdi Kano set up security outfits to protect farmers on their farms, protect Biafrans in Biafra, defend them even before the crime happens. But propaganda keep going on that Nnamdi Kano has given guns to young people, they will be kidnapping people, they will be committing crime. They push the propaganda so much that the ESN that is stationed, the ESN guys that are stationed in the forest, you will never see them in town. But you know something? Igbo governors started their own security outfit. They called it Ebubeagu. Guess what they were doing? They were looking for anyone and everyone associated with them, Nnamdi Kanu. Not the Fulani terrorists, no. They were going everywhere. They were asking people to tell them, do you know anybody in ESN, in your area, give you money, tell us. That became the official job of Ebubeagu. And so the ESN, they have to fight Fulani terrorists. And at the same time, try to protect themselves from the Ebubeagu. This is the story. So when the Ebubeagu saw this police officer, they don't give a damn about him being a police officer. And it would have been a problem, assuming if they didn't say he is IPOB. If to say they just said, oh, we suspected him as a criminal, this and that, it wouldn't fly. Oh, he's IPOB. Oh, he's IPOB. Yeah, do whatever you want to him. That's what happened. I'll let him finish.
That made me to contact one pastor Nyeka at Newi. I wrote a prayer request while I was in the cell.
Okay, the pastor prayed for you?
Yes, he prayed for me and asked me to embark on fasting, 7 days fasting, which on the 6th day, God answered the prayer. Then the AC, that vow never to release me, was transferred, and the DC was equally transferred. New AC, new DC arrived in Oka, which their second week in office, the DC stepped into my matter. My case file came to his table, and he found out that I committed nothing, that they are just unlawfully detained.
And that you have been discharged. And
I've been discharged. Why am I still in the cell?
Where was the file found? Because you told us that the file was found at the dustbin.
Yes, at the dustbin inside the AC office that packed away from that office.
The former AC there?
Yes. My file was not with other file.
Okay.
Because he vowed that I will rot it. They no longer call my name in the cell parade stakes. I was just there, as I'm talking now, infection, 2 of my leg is rotting, smearing. My greatest surprise is to come out, instead of to meet 12 months salary, I met but 1 month salary. The very month I was arrested. And they said that my DPO counted 21 days I sent from duty. And he sent it in order for them to block my salary. And he said that he want to remove his hand and remove his head from this matter. Maybe having it in mind.
So finally, when you were released and when you returned, you met only 1 month's salary instead of 12 months.
Yes. Up to now, they haven't paid me. This is almost 20 months. I haven't been paid. Look at how I look.
Up to now?
Up to now.
After you have been released?
Yes. Up to now, I'm very sick now. My body, my infection that I contacted, my manhood, my neck, if I come out my canvas, it's smelling, flies go, they touch my neck. Look at me. Whenever I look at my neck, I caused the very day I joined the Nigerian police. No. I caused the very day because I've suffered for them for 23 years. The payback is to suspect me to be an IPOB member. How can I be an IPOB
But were there other police officers that were accused of being IPOB members while you are in the cell?
Yes, I met some policemen in Anambra State there that were accused.
How many of you?
We were about 11 policemen. But finally, I was the only one that...
You are the only one that survived.
That was survived and discharged. and acquitted that was innocent.
And the accusation.
Yes, of the accusation.
Have you written to maybe the Commissioner of Police, Imo State, or any other police hierarchy about your salary that is yet to come?
I've gone to them to explain to them, not that I've written, and like the former PA to the CP, Amas. He said that there was a time my signal came to his table by my DPO, and he advised my DPO to go back with the signal, that let them wait for Anambra Bandit, because Anambra have sent a signal to Imo State to confirm whether I'm a serving member of Imo State Command.
And what is the verdict?
And the verdict now, the verdict was I was discharged and acquitted. I was an innocent of the offense. They accused me.
Did the police of Imo State Police Command ask you to bring probably the judgment from the police?
Yes. When I met the OC MSS, he said first of all I should go back to Oka and get the judgment, which is the ordinary proceeding. I went back to Oka. The OC provost in Anambra State was demanding 100,000 naira from me.
A fellow police officer.
Yes.
He's demanding 100,000.
Yes.
From a fellow police officer.
Yes.
To give him the judgment of the police ordinary room.
Yes. After unlawful detention, they detained me. He was demanding 100,000 naira. Say finally there is 80,000 naira. I told him that I have 700 naira left with me here. I'm even thinking how I can go back to Owerri. Then he said I should write a letter to the Commissioner of Police through the DFA. I should apply application for an ordinary room proceeding. That
you want to collect the judgment.
Yes. That
okay. So it is the judgment that the Imo State Police Command is waiting for now.
To me, that was what they told me to go and get the judgment. Okay. I don't know whether the judgment will make them to pay me all my money or not. But the judgment was not still given to me by the OC Provost and Anambra State because I don't have money.
You don't have money to give them to give you the judgment.
Yes, at all. I don't have shishi.
Now, finally, what do you want from the police, from the Nigerian police, especially the Inspector General of Police?
He should use his fatherly mind to look at me. I've suffered enough. I've suffered as I did and 6 of my children. I'm just praying I should not lose anyone because one is seriously down. I don't have anything to offer to treat them. Even me, as I'm talking, I'm very sick.
So for the past 20 months, you have not received any salary from the
Nigerian police? Single salary that was.
Do you have any account number people can help you with?
I have account number, sir.
Do you have it by
offered? Yes, I have it.
Okay, call it.
20 36 00 9794 UVA.
Okay. And what is the name?
I'm Omoyi, Omoyi Patrick. Omoyi Patrick. That is the name.
All right. Please, my brothers and my sisters, Nigerians, Deltans, Niger Deltans, Southeast.
He himself is also a victim of abuse of power, though. Remember that time that Oplessus Odingba had to kidnap him. He's an AOP or an OAP. What do you call those the people on air? On air personalities, OAP. Okay, OAP. On air personality. Nigeria would deal with you in a way that somehow you will tell yourself and say, why did they born me in this country? That's one thing about that contraption. I have been reading the comments of some of you who have already said that, sorry, may God not allow them, may they kill you. 70 years old man, you go serve Nigeria, you have to come back in shame. That's what somebody said, or a few of you. I feel sorry for him, and I used him as a contact point to tell you the story of so many other innocent people that are currently languishing. Those ones who are still alive. Languishing in different secret detention centers across the eastern part of Nigeria, even beyond the eastern part of Nigeria. The injustice in the system that treats people like animals who have no rights. And sometimes, some of you will be like, hey, you deserve them. You deserve them, John. nobody deserves any inhumane sort of a treatment. Nobody deserves it. Not even that your enemy. Except when they do something, when they commit a crime, then they can do the time. But if you did nothing, that doesn't really, that can't sit well with me. That I don't like you doesn't mean that I have to kind of see you, right? Brutalized by some people who feels like they could just do it. And then to my own satisfaction, yes, do it. No. It doesn't really sit down well with me. You know? So I hope that somehow with this, you know, this little information we put out there, he will get the right justice for himself. 20 months of unpaid, of no salary, right? And then nearly 12 months of walking through the valley of the shadow of death, where he could have died, and we would never hear the story. But yet, he sort of like survived it. So I actually really wish him, you know, the best, because that's what I can offer. And I'm happy that some of you who heard his bank details and all that, hopefully you will reach out too, if your own humanity is still alive. Because one thing Nigeria has done to so many of us is to kill our humanity. You know? Where people don't actually really feel like humans anymore. And you'll be wondering, like, man, what has this world turned to now? Right? Right. Tonight again, or should I say, finally, there's a report. It is a World Bank report. Remember yesterday when Bosun Tijani, your supposed Minister of Communication, right? When he said that Tifnumbu has given him an opportunity to travel the world. That when the last time he was in New York, World Bank, a World Bank executive, top executive, walked up to him and said, "Hi, Mr. Minister, I just thought I should tell you, if I have to recommend the president of the country, I will recommend your president. Why won't they recommend your president? A man that wholeheartedly collected the World Bank and IMF monetary policy and turned it into his own policy, the policy of a shege that you are facing in that contraption today. Why won't they? Why won't the World Bank be so happy to have a country and many other countries like that, you know, willing and happy to help them impoverish their own people? Why won't they be happy? The executives of this World Bank, IMF, they are all living large enough that the amount of, you know, the amount of lives they've destroyed from all continents, Africa in particular, has made the majority of them so rich, right? That when they see the clients that are willing and happy to impoverish their own people like Nigeria, they praise them. That's what I think. Because right now, ladies and gentlemen, the same World Bank has come out to say over 120 million Nigerians are living in abject poverty and more. It's going to get worse. It will.
The cost of small businesses have increased, leading them to also increase the cost of the goods and services that they offer. And here you see that persons who would often consume these commodities have drastically reduced the consumption, of course, which has contributed to a decline in productivity generally. And so that's one area that I think that we need to really look into. I know that over the medium to long term, it's important that that very expensive petroleum subsidy that we have funded inefficiently for a very long time needs to go. But then just taking it out like that without, you know, providing palliatives to pushing the effect of that removal is one area where government has not done, you know, pretty well. If you look at the other factor as well that contributes also to pricing, which is the exchange rate, seeing that to an import-dependent economy. The exchange rate at 1.6 has also driven the price of a lot of commodities and services. That's one area too that needs a limiting cost of.
They floated your naira. Come on, don't tell me you don't remember that. They floated your naira, which means trashed your naira, all because of free loans. Okay, there's no free loan. You know, it's not free. All because of free. Okay, it's not free as well. Easy cash. All because of easy cash. Tifnubu floated your naira, devalued your naira. They now told you that your naira will recover later. His policy has strengthened the naira. You know, 129 million Nigerians have fallen into abject, chronic poverty. And there will be more. Yeah, there will be more. It was reported that when Goodluck Egberejolantan was your president, you had about 65 million Nigerians living in abject poverty. Then Bokwari came, moved it a notch up a bit to over 100 and I think 10 million Nigerians living in multi-dimensional poverty. Do you understand what is multi-dimensional poverty? Because some of you probably don't even understand this poverty of a thing. Multi-dimensional poverty, right, is described or defined as the kind of poverty that is multifaceted. For example, that you don't have access to electricity, 24 hours power is poverty. That you do not have access in this 21st century, a pipe-borne drinkable water for millions of your citizens means poverty. That you do not have access to quality standard education is poverty. That you do not have access, that majority of the population does not have access to proper standard healthcare is poverty. That majority of the citizens of the population are living in such a fear of terrorism that wreaks havoc, wreaks the system, the communities and what have you. That itself is also poverty. So do you see the multidimensional? Now, that you don't even have any respected fundamental human rights, that you are treated as human beings, is also poverty. In the UK, we have what they call the energy poverty. It's called energy poverty. You see, where people have to choose between heating their home or eating. Heating your home means you need the gas to keep your home warm. But you are poor, that you have to choose between keeping your home warm or keeping your belly warm. We have that in the UK, and it was a serious thing that they had to actually give, support to tens, hundreds of thousands of households in the UK, because it shouldn't be happening. That's how you tackle poverty. But in Nigeria, their policies continue to make you poor. Businesses are dying. No new jobs are being created per se. These guys are telling themselves that they are doing so well, that they have done so well. Only people who don't like us, they talk say we don't do well. If not for Teknumbu, that lasted 2 years. Nigeria for don't worse past anything. You should be grateful to Teknumbu. That is it. That's not true. Teknumbu and his gang have made your lives hellish. But since people can easily adapt, or when you push Nigerians to the wall, they don't turn back. You know, if you push a goat to the wall, like you chase a goat and that's it, you've cornered the goat. At that point, the goat will turn back. Now the goat would have to run through you. If you are still standing in his way, the goat will jump you. For typical Nigerians, when you corner them, they will jump the fence. Even if the fence is so tall, they will make effort. If they can't jump the fence, they will make a hole in the wall and they will enter and enter. So all of them will rush into that hole. You see the one where they did the hand, feeling the heat, uncomfortable. You will still be thanking God that at least in the yesterday, they kill people, but before the gun go reach out inside the wall, they could kill like 100 people, because before him, more 100 people have rushed him to hide from the beating of their own oppressors. I think that's how it works. It's judgment.
Grinding and grinding and whining and whining. I'm gonna set up. Before they use your head, they make sacrifice. You go open your eye. And I don't know one thing where that happen for Nigeria. I don't say Nigeria na crime scene, but the only person where bend down go see Nigeria well. Eh? You see all this way, people where wanna go see, go come occasion, go they throw bundle and bundle of money. Majority na RNG. Best way they gonna spray that money, don't tell them how much they carry come. They don't tell them how much they carry come, how much we go, the money we go return back to them. Not to hype the occasion. You will be Mugu and Maga, make you no go put your head and carry you go where you don't know. Because most Nigeria, everybody want make up, now everybody want belong. Do you understand? Now so 419 everywhere, Yahoo everywhere. They are all looking at avenue to set people up, to chop you. Do you understand? And people want belong, people want make them by thunder, by fire. Eh? So most of people where you see where they spray bundle and grinding of money for occasion, majority of them their hand no clean. No. Majority of them na illiterate, criminal, and hardened to drug lords. You understand? We just they tell you so that you go, the sense go there. You know the common sense, you know the common these days. You understand? Check them out now. $1, Dangote, Ibeto, Dantata. They mention their name. All those where they see their trailer and their wolf. Where you know where they can hard business what they do. You don't see them come occasion. They throw bundle and whining and grinding bundle of money and dollar. You don't see them before. No, we just explain to you. You know you wear maga where to say you get sense. Don't say we in IPOB. Only thing we go to do na truth, to use truth to help on. Because we don't come up for Nigeria. Now to use truth to help on, we still say on a 1v1 Nigeria, on a one buy inside Nigeria. So that before them go use on our head, they make sacrifice. On a go at least, on a go know how on a go there. On a know how on a waka go they be. You get them? So earlier most uncover the international. You don't see and they throw bundle of money. Now set up, they don't set you up. Now you then don't chop, they don't go with that.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. That is where I'm going to draw the curtains this evening. I'm so sorry this will be the second night I'm not taking calls, so it's not that much. But I shall take call next time. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And of course, like this broadcast. How can we be like almost 2,000 of us and we only have just about 400 or 500 people liking the broadcast on YouTube? Logically, it doesn't make any sense, but please, if you haven't, right, like it before you leave. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I shall see you again. Good night.
àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dáyàrí káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí. Máyégún dáyàrí káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dáyàrí káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò. Máyégún dáyàrí káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún. Máyégún dáyàrí káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Máyégún dáyàrí káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tójódodo. Máyégún dáyàrí káyìdì nọ́mbà wán. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra jù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra jù o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra jù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra jù. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀ ọ́ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀